Citizens Startail Green.
I have not seen this. Oh, this is, they've gone to a different format. But yeah, they've done this for,
It's really impressive.
yeah.
You did a good
But
thing.
they do, we used to do, they drop it twice.
This
Because,
program.
because, we do the 50, but now it's split like 35, 50.
About 3 more minutes and I'll call us to order.
Should we?
Good evening. Well, now it's 6:01, so that clock is different from that clock. So I'm going by that clock, and it's 6:01, August the 24th, 2015.
Mike.
It is. It is on. It's green. I would call the August the 24th, 2015 meeting of the Board of Trustees of Tarrant County College District to order. The Chancellor will not be with us tonight. Vice Chancellor Angela Robinson will be at my side and here to assist us. I have 2 public comment cards, both from South Campus. Lisa Castillo, principal of the Tarrant County College South Collegiate High School, and Thomas Ford. Do you all want to present together? You must be Thomas Ford, followed by Lisa Castillo. Nice to have both of you. Make sure the green light is on around your microphone, and if not, push the push button right at the bottom. Let's see if you are working. Am I on yet at all? No. Wait just a minute. Well, I think you are speaking to the microphone.
Hello,
No.
hello, hello. Hello, testing, testing. I can speak loud enough to be heard in this room.
We're being,
That'd be fine.
and the video will pick it up?
Just can't hear it.
Okay.
Okay.
You're heard out
Ms.
there.
Appleman, members of the board. My name's Thomas Ford. I'm interim dean for business and technology at South Campus. If you'll bear with us both tonight for just a couple of minutes, we've come to say thank you. First of all, I'd like to say thank yous to Nina Petty and her staff, Margaret Button, Kirby Chadwell, Patty Bass, Ignacio Polano, for working with us over the last year and some building our wonderful new Energy Technology Center. To Dr. Jordan and Dr. Wilson for having faith in our vision and helping us get our ideas translated into this wonderful building. And mostly, we would all like to thank you for the vision and the management that you have put forth that allowed this building to come to fruition. It has resulted in the building of the Center of Excellence for Energy Technology. It is a state-of-the-art facility that we will be using for decades to come as we work with the residents of Tarrant County and help them realize their dreams through our education. So thank you very much.
You are so welcome. We appreciate your efforts in helping us bring it about. Ms. Castillo?
Thank you so much for having me this evening, and I'd like to reiterate also the thanks. We opened the building today to 102 students. Last Monday, we opened the building to the parents and the students. We had a standing room only. We have a great group of students who are extremely bright, and without your vision, without the vision of TCC and President Jordan and all of the staff members at the South Campus, we would not have been able to make this possible for these students. We are excited about not only opening to the students, but opening to their families and the community, and we hope to help TCC's campus grow based on that. We'd like to thank everyone who helped with the writing of the MOU, as well as all of the legal documents, getting us up and running. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. we're very, very excited about the opportunities that we're putting in front of our students, and they're extremely excited to be here. So once again, thank you so much for your vision.
Ms. Castillo, the highest compliment I can pay you is that another Fort Worth ISD principal asked me recently, have y'all appointed the new principal at that South Campus High School? And I said, you're too late to get in line.
We come bearing gifts,
Yes.
actually.
Oh,
We
wonderful.
did bring
Love
gifts.
So I have a question. You mentioned that you opened the doors with 102 students. Does that mean that there's room for a few more students?
Dr. Morrison, I'm very glad you asked that question. I was actually on the phone right before the board meeting with Fort Worth ISD's Program of Choice Office, and we were discussing the possible wait list and the possible wait list of students that didn't get into the other early college high schools. Because we do have room, we can move all the way up to 125 students. We're going to go back and look at that list tomorrow and see if there's more students that we can place. I would love to come back to you a month from now and be able to say we're at 125. So that's my goal.
Great.
Thank you for asking.
Thank you.
Other questions from the board? Thank you so much, and
you.
congratulations on a happy first day and many more to come.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, Mr. Ford. And to all of you others from South Campus, we should have acknowledged, we had a whole back row there of friends from South Campus who were part of this, and we appreciate you coming down.
I'm in a board meeting and I should be out hopefully by now.
We'll go to item number 3, a public hearing on the 2015-16 proposed budget, and I believe Vice Chancellor Robinson will address any questions that might occur from the audience or others in attendance. If not, we'll move on to item number 4 and approve the minutes of the meeting of August 11th, 2015. Motion to approve.
There's a blank in there for the date that for the time that we adjourned. It's got question marks in it. You might want to fill it in.
It's been updated.
Okay, it's been updated. Okay. Thank you.
Given that, would you like to move approval?
I'd like to move to
Is there a
approval.
second? Any questions, comments? All those in favor, aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The minutes are approved. On the consent agenda, we have consideration and approval of the Tarrant County College District Investment Broker List. Motion to approve
So moved.
the consent agenda. Second?
Second.
Mr. Carter, you had a question?
Yeah, I asked Mr. Heed to make a couple of, ask a couple of questions about it.
Yeah, because the audit committee has not finished reviewing the policy, and as a result of that policy, there might want to be some additional people put on that or companies put on that list. So I suggest that we table this.
I've been advised that any additions, corrections, editing of the list can be made at a later date.
Can be made.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
Would you like
I
to
have a
withdraw your
comment- I have a
motion to
comment to
table?
make on
Excuse me,
that.
Mr. Green, would you like to remove your motion to table?
Yes, that'd be fine.
Mr. Greenhill?
I was going to ask that we just withdraw this from the consent agenda, but my comment is this: we have, Trustee Heed, added some people. Exactly what we're going to recommend. What we're going to recommend in the in our audit finance committee meeting in our review is some additional brokers that Linda Patterson, our Patterson and Associates did recommend for us. The ones that are currently on our list are Cantor Fitzgerald and Company, Citigroup Markets Inc., Coastal Securities LP, FTN Financial Markets, and Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Finner and Smith, and RBC. Patterson Associates has recommended that we add Morgan Stanley to that group. And then They have also suggested that we add Raymond James, Stifel, Nicholas and Company, and Wells Fargo.
Mr.
Company.
Greenhill, those names have already been added. If you'll scroll.
No, what I'm saying is these are new names.
And they are already on the broker list.
I know they are, but I'm telling you which are new on the list from the old list. Is that okay?
Sure.
So that's what we're doing. We're going to suggest adding these to the list from the old list. So there have been some discussions about this.
Motion to approve the broker list on the consent agenda.
So moved.
Dr. Morrison, second. Ms. Vandergriff, any other comments or questions? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Committee reports. Mr. Carter, Audit and Finance.
Thank you. Well, we have received our annual report from, we have received our annual report from Lineberger, Gogan, Blair, and Sampson on our taxes, delinquency collection. I think the taxes and penalty together total around $2.482 million. The net of all that, and I can provide copies of it to anybody who would like one, is that basically by the time we receive the penalties and interest and things, that we sort of break even. So we're doing very well on tax collection. The Audit and Finance Committee did meet. We basically, the main purpose, other than to review the investment policy, was to look at the body of work for the audit, our internal audit for the next fiscal year. I provided all of you with a copy of this. I don't know if you'd like me to read them, but if you would just take a moment to peruse them. If you have any questions, you can ask that. Also, this will be posted on the TCC website. There's a number of audits that are being proposed, as well as some ongoing work. I, for example, was not quite sure what proportionality of higher education benefits actually met, but basically you're just talking about that we meet all the different criteria for things that are not essentially part of the general budget, different kinds of grants, that sort of thing. Any questions? Well, I'd like to make a recommendation that the audit plan for fiscal year 2016 be approved then.
Motion from committee does not require a second. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And this list will be made a part of the permanent record.
That is correct.
Thank you. The Governance Committee met electronically this month and approved the agenda. Institutional Planning, Ms. Vandergriff,
I have no report.
50th anniversary. Dr. Morrison, you could go ahead and do your breakfast with elders here. Great.
Thank you. Thank you. We have guests here who would like to share another successful 50th anniversary celebration with you. Tonight, I'm happy to bring forward staff from the TCC Opportunity Center who would like to make a presentation to Mrs. Appleman and the board.
Thank you, Dr. Morrison and Board of Trustees. We're very excited to be here tonight. We had hosted a breakfast with our elders, which was the second time hosting it at the TCC Opportunity Center.
Mr.
And-
Smith, why don't
Yes,
you
ma'am.
introduce yourself
Oh,
and
I'm
your
sorry.
colleague?
Jennifer Valaire was one of the folks who helped prepare this. We had a whole lot of people participate in pulling this together. We did this last year. We had a lot of lessons learned and a lot of things that Dr. Morrison wanted to work towards this year. And we worked on all of those to make sure that it was successful. The neat thing is we brought in members of the community to the TCC Opportunity Center, and we had over 100 members of the community attend, which was absolutely incredible. And as part of that, they recorded a video. Bruce and John did an amazing job, which we're going to see in a little bit. But we also had those who attend sign a card to Tarrant County College in celebration of the 50th anniversary, which we would like to present to the board. So.
Thank you so much. How nice.
So you know you have to go to the front, you and Christian and Mrs. Robinson, to get a picture. Please.
You want to do that now? Is there a photographer? Oh, there
Oh,
he is.
yeah.
There she is.
Suzanne's here.
Dr.
And
Morrison.
by the way, I'm sorry, this is Fred Smith, Tell them your name and your title, Fred.
Fred Schmidt, I'm Manager of Community and Industry Education Program Development, and I have the pleasure of working a lot with Dr. Morrison within the Stop 6 community in Dunbar High School. And they're really an extension of the TCC family within the community in Dunbar. And one of the neat things that was an offshoot of this is Dunbar High School, when they had their kickoff with their faculty last Monday, had that at the TCC Opportunity Center. And for most of the faculty there, it was the first time that they had been in the building, but it was a chance for us to share a lot of the great programs that we do as an extension of the college, because they're the folks that are talking with their students the most about what they're going to do when they complete high school. So we're really excited to be given the opportunity to, have an opportunity to work within the community with the goodwill and help share the Tarrant County College great name. So thank you.
Let's tell I should come around and get on the bench.
Oh.
Come with us. Since you were the whole mess up the whole event. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you.
Thank you all very much. Did you?
Yeah, we're ready.
Melissa, ready for the video.
The fact is that we didn't know anything about junior colleges at that time, but we did know about opportunity. And we did recognize that Tarrant County Junior College represented a unique opportunity to get a head start on education.
Tarrant County College joined 3 community partners, Historic Stop 6 Initiative, Stop 6 Shape Up, and the Focus Network, to host the 2nd annual Breakfast with Our Elders. The purpose of the breakfast was to honor the WAVES, wise, accomplished, valued elders. 21 elders were recognized as part of the Celebrating a Legacy of Educational Leadership and Service program.
You can't even describe the impact that it has had on the community.
I decided to return to college to pursue, while working full-time, to pursue my dream of becoming an attorney. And Tarrant County College was here for me, and I returned to college, earned an associate degree from Tarrant County College, and that launched the rest of my education, which went on to launch my career. And so I'm very grateful. And I'm not unique. There are people, I can just name hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people who've been affected in a very similar way by Tarrant County College.
We don't have to go and look out for larger colleges and universities. We can get what we need at Tarrant County College. So I think we're better for it as citizens of this city.
What stands to mind for me is after Hurricane Katrina, and this is within recent years, but when a number of people had to be relocated here, TCC was a very strong force in teaching them skills. I think they taught drywalling right here in the community. Also, when this facility was turned over to TCC, if a company had a need for training, they automatically defaulted to TCC. And so I see you as the training of all communities.
I think Tarrant County College has influenced our community in a very positive way. We have children who would not have been able to have gone off to school, but they could take what they needed and get their foundation from going to the junior college, which is now just a college. And I think that has been a plus for our community.
I am so thankful to have been a part of something great. Tarrant County Junior College is a great institution. At that time, we called it Tarrant County Junior College. It is now called Tarrant County College because of the change of emphasis, and it's inclusive. One of the things I like about the college is the fact that it's an open door policy and it welcomes everybody. It's very diversified. It had diversified staff.
And I'm just overjoyed seeing how they're as far as the academics and the degree programs that are available here, see how they've grown, how they've increased facilities, how they've made the availability more accessible for people of the community. Whether you're if you're working and you just need a couple of classes, to help further your education, or if you're able to commit to a full-time student, the growth of this educational system has been just tremendous, and I'm overjoyed to see that in our community.
I am so proud of Tarrant County College for their 50 years of service in Tarrant County, and to see how they have grown from north, south, east, and west, that there is no reason for anyone not to have an education, and I'm very proud of Tarrant County College.
The opportunity, and one of the things that was significant is last year we dedicated a community resource room for individuals who are interested in the college to be able to access the college through the Opportunity Center in their neighborhood, and this was the first anniversary of that. And a few of the people that were in the video are actually folks who come over and use that room as a gateway. And I did want to say Jennifer Hawkins, who's the Director of Corporate Solutions and Economic Development, was not able to be here tonight. Her daughter, who is a TCC student, went to go visit college, but she did want to also express her thank you for being able to do these types of projects within the community. So thank you again, and have a great evening.
Please share our appreciation with Ms. Hawkins. Thank you both for coming. Item number 9, consideration and approval of the Tarrant County College District Investment Policy. Mr. McClendon.
Good evening, Mrs. Appleman, Board, Ms. Robinson. In accordance with Public Investment Act, Section 2256.005E, the governing body of an investment entity shall review its investment policy and investment strategies no less than annually. As you know, the board is currently having a consultant review our policy and is in process. Mr. Greenhill is met with us and brings great leadership to this process. And we're very happy to have met with him, and he is, I would say, very exacted and knowledgeable person, and is bringing a lot of thought to this process. So I'm very grateful to that. I really am. So at the present time, they will prepare the recommendation, and they will let this body know whenever they have concluded and whatever. Okay?
Thank you. So no action is required at this time?
No, ma'am. They have to.
It's going back to committee.
But I'm sorry, but they have to, yes, ma'am, but they have to approve this policy once a year. You have to approve it, and then you can go back and do whatever changes you want. Is that right, ma'am?
Mr. McClendon, as I understand, what the committee wants to do at this time is put on the record that they have reviewed the policy, but it's not ready for approval until the September board meeting.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
So we will defer approval and action at this time. We're going to, I need a motion to make this happen, but I would like to fast forward to items number 19 and 20, the budget. So if I could have a motion, Dr. Morrison, a second.
Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor, aye. Thank you. We will proceed with item number 19, presentation of the proposed operating budget for the years 2015-16. Vice Chancellor Robinson.
Thank you, Madam President, members of the board. All right, go to the next slide. You're not going to see anything new in this agenda that you haven't already seen in the last 4 workshops, so there shouldn't be any surprises. We're going to go through the state appropriate funding. That's going to be important when you see the number that comes in from the appropriations, because it's tied to our student success, which we're one of the leaders, thanks to these presidents and Dr. Gates Black and every member of the team. Then we're going to go through the proposed budget, recommendations, then resolutions. As you can see there, the state appropriate funding is driven by contact hours, core, and student success, which is why I'm going to show you the next slide on the success point metrics. These are important because I'm going to show you how we became one of the leaders in the state. First, you see student successfully completes developmental education in mathematics. We get 1 for that. Student successfully completes developmental education in reading, 0.5. Student successfully completes developmental education in writing, 0.5. Student completes first college level mathematics course with a grade of C or better, get point for that. Student completes first college level course designated as reading intensive with a grade of C or better, 0.5. Student completes first level course designated as writing intensive with a grade of C or better, 0.5. Student successfully completes first 15 semester credit hours at the institution, 1 point. Student successfully completes 30 semester credit hours at the institution, 1 point. And student transfers to a general academic institution after successfully completing at least 15 semester credit hours at the institution. We get 2 for that. On the next slide, you'll see the contact hours. You see a comparison with the top 10. Tarrant County College had a 1% change. The next slide is where these student success points are important. You can see Tarrant County College, one of the leaders of the top 10. That number, that 10%, is driven by our success points. So we did very well with those success points. On the next slide, the formula funding, also known as the core, we got 3%. Again, that number is driven in part by our success points. All right, now I'm going to take you to the proposed budget. You see that first up there, state appropriations increase of $1,893,170. That was driven by the information that I just gave you. So that's a lot of hard work going into that. The maintenance tax increase over $14 million. The credit hour tuition number, now that will increase $1,192,415. That number on the 215, 216 would be based on the $4 increase. The community and industry education tuition non-funded, it stays about the same. You saw the rental income has gone down. We've had some discussion about that. So our total educational and general income, $13,292,035, and that's a number that you'll keep seeing because we have a balanced budget. Next slide. On the expenditures, you can see there instruction, slightly over $6 million. Academic support increased by $1,321,000. Student services increase of $1,666,000. General administration increase $127,834. General institutional expense is $1,557,286 increase. Staff benefits, and if you give an increase, of course, you're going to have increase in benefits. That will be $1,547,000. The contingency, and I wanted to remind you what the contingency is, the sticky spaces and the student success money. That increase would be $1,342,386. And physical plant operation, we will decrease that by $279,267. And again, you see that $13,292,035 figure to show that we would have a balanced budget. The next, on the operational, are we still on that same slide? Yeah. Down below where you see operational budget by type of expenditures, we're just showing it in a different way. The first set is operation and maintenance expenditures, and we're just showing it in a different, as type of expenditures, but it's the same dollar figure, obviously. So the budget summary, the budget figures, Maintenance and operation increased $13,292,035. Renewal and replacement, which that's decreased, and that's driven by reduction in encumbrances. Building fund decrease of over $27 million, and that's driven by the fact that we're no longer building the early college high school on the 2 campuses and the Energy Technology Center. We don't have that expense anymore. And the auxiliary, and then you see that we retired our debt service. So total budget decrease on the operating expenditure is a little over $31 million. All right, going to my the board's or the recommendations to the board. We are recommending a 3% salary increase. I would remind the board that with benefits, that would be about $6.2 million. It's $2.07 million per 1%. So that number would include the benefits piece of it. We're recommending an increase of $4 in district for the tuition. And I would remind the board that in district, each dollar generates $827,000. A $4 increase would generate $3.3 million. You would only see half of that this year because we've already published our rates, so that would start in the spring if you approve it. Out of district would be increased by $20, out of state increased by $50, and non-resident would be increased by $50. And you remember the comparison that you had last time with the top 10, and we're still very, very low compared to some of the others. Recommendation, the tax, we're recommending that the tax rate not change, and you can see that number up there. At this point, we have the agenda broken down into 2. One is the presentation, and the next will be the approvals and resolutions. So I'll pause here to ask the board if there are any questions on the presentation.
I just wanted to go back about the success points. I mean, that is a huge, I guess, testament to the work that everybody's done here. I can remember like 6 years ago when this was talked about as momentum points, and I believe it was the state of Washington was operating, and they brought it to the table, at least the trustee portion, and it was scary for all of us to listen and think about that. But Tarrant County College has embraced success in retention and graduation and all the other things like stopping late registration and having the counseling and advisement, and everything here we do supports that number. And I can remember also that people were talking about first 25%, started at 3% on the West Coast, and then the state, the coordinating board, and the colleges agreed at 10%. And at that point, we thought that was another scary number. But thank you. You all have done a yeoman's task to get this done. And even though the $1 million, it seems maybe small to the budget as a whole, it makes a huge statement. And there's a reason why we're the leaders. So thank you. It's great.
Thank you, Ms. Vandergriff. Other comments, Mr. Carter?
Yeah, I guess so. I'll say this so it will sort of reflect whatever actions I take for the rest of the evening, which is that a couple of sessions ago, Mr. Greenhill talked about the return on investment the community gets from TCC has been tremendous, which I totally agree with. But I have to say, really, that I'm really quite alarmed by this budget, that it has an extravagant increase in new expenses. We continue to compensate for that by reducing basically our capital expenditures things. So at this point, we have consistently given salary raises that exceeded the rate of inflation. I think last year we added more than 40 new people. This year's budget calls for the full-time equivalent of more than 70, and we're doing this in an era in which enrollment continues to be flat. So we have really an inordinately expanding bureaucracy, everything, and we don't seem to be making the adjustments to that. So basically, you know, I would have been prepared to do the 3% if we could back off of the 70 new people, or I could be willing to do the 70 new people if we could, you know, back off the other. But I don't see how we can do this, and I guess I'm having a hard time impressing upon other trustees that we cannot continue to do this. I mean, every year we talk, oh, what magic that we have done, we've balanced the budget. Well, you simply took some more of your pay-as-you-go funds and moved them to recurring expenses. And now you're down again, and we'll do it again, we'll do it again. At a certain point, the only answer will be fairly substantial tax increases or fairly substantial tuition increases, or both. And since I don't seem to be able to get anybody's attention on any of those things, I really cannot support this budget. And I really don't think that you other trustees should either, although I fully expect this budget to pass by 6-1. So that's it.
Other comments, questions?
May I proceed?
Please.
If you'll recall, the procedure is for first a motion for consideration and approval of the 2015-2016 operation budget. Then I'll take you through the specific approvals.
So the first motion the chair will call for is the consideration and approval of the 2015-16 operating budget. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Mr. Greenhill, second.
Second.
Ms. Vandergriff, any additional comments or questions? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 6-1.
Thank you.
Ms. Robinson?
Next, I'm asking the board to consider and approve the salary schedule and the 3% salary increase.
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Mr. Greenhill,
Second.
seconded by Dr. Morrison. Questions, comments? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Mr. Carter, 6-1. Ms. Robinson?
Next, I ask the board to consider and approve authority for the Chancellor to set individual salaries and to sign contracts.
Motion to approve. Mr. Heed, second.
Second.
Ms. Vandergriff, comments, questions? All those in favor, aye. Any opposed? 7-0. Ms. Robinson?
I ask for consideration and approval for the authority for the Chancellor to establish community and industry education tuition and fees.
Motion to approve. Mr. Heed, second.
Second.
Mr. Greenhill, questions, comments? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 7-0.
No, one.
I'm sorry. Speak up, Mr. Carter. Okay, 6-1. Ms. Robinson?
I ask the board to consider and approve the following resolution, be it so ordered by the Board of Trustees of the Tarrant County College District that all ad valorem tax exemptions comply with state law and are as follows. Disabled veterans, 30% $5,000, 50% $7,500, 70% $10,000, 100% $12,000. Other disabled persons, $3,000. Persons over 65, $50,000.
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Ms. Vandergriff, Mr. Greenhill, I'm going to let you second that. Any comments or questions? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 7-0. Ms. Robinson?
Consideration and approval that the tax rate not change, that total be .14950.
Motion to approve. Second, Mr. Heed, I'm sorry, Ms. Vandergriff. Comments, questions? Those in favor, aye. Aye. Any opposed? 7-0. Ms. Robinson, let me stop for just a minute. We have on our agenda language that's a little bit different from what you read. Item C under 19 on our agenda reads authority for the Chancellor to establish non-credit tuition and fees. And
that was the industry one that you
Yes,
approved?
okay, same thing.
Yes,
All
it's the
right,
same
thank
thing,
you.
just
All right.
updated
Great.
terminology.
Wonderful. Okay, so now we're down to resolutions, and you're done with those? No? Yes, go.
Ask the court to approve the following resolution, be it so ordered by the Board of Trustees of the Tarrant
Ms.
County
Robinson,
College District.
excuse me, you're back in the courtroom, but I'm sorry.
Oh, did I say court? Oh, I'm sorry.
Overruled.
That's what happens when I get nervous.
Will you please approach the bench?
Oh, dear. Ask the board to approve the following resolution, be it so ordered by the Board of Trustees of the Tarrant County College District that the Tarrant County College budget for the fiscal year 2015-216 in the amount of $374,939,421, comprised of the following amounts: $299,554,294 for maintenance and operation, $40,199,345 renewal and replacements, $30,775,782 for building fund, $4,410,000 for auxiliary enterprises be approved, and the certified copy of the budget be filed with the state agencies as required by law, and that said budget be included by reference in its entirety as a part of the minutes of this meeting.
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Mr. Greenhill, seconded by Dr. Morrison. Questions, comments? Those in favor, aye. Aye. Any opposed? Mr. Carter, 6-1. Ms. Robinson?
I ask the board to approve the following resolution, be it so ordered by the Board of Trustees of the Tarrant County College District that all ad valorem tax exemptions comply with state law and are as follows: disabled veterans 30%, $5,000, 50%, $7,500, 70%, $10,000, 100%, $12,000, other disabled persons $3,000, persons over 65, $50,000.
Motion to approve the resolution. Mr. Heed, seconded.
Second.
Ms. Ayala, I'm going to let you have a second. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, aye. 7-0. Ms. Robinson?
And last but not least, I ask the board to approve the following resolution, be it so ordered by the Board of Trustees of the Tarrant County College District that there will be levied for the year 2015 on all property owned within the boundaries of the Tarrant County College District on the first day of the current year, January 1st, 2015, except so much thereof as may be exempt by the Constitution of the United States and the laws of the state, the following taxes: an ad valorem tax of and at the rate of 14.950 cents of the $100 cash value thereof estimated in the lawful currency of the United States for the support and maintenance of the Tarrant County College District.
Motion to approve this resolution. Mr. Heed, second. Ms. Ayala, questions, comments? All those in favor, aye. Aye. Any opposed? 7-0. Thank you.
We have a budget. Thank you.
Thank you all. We are very aware of how much work it took on all of your parts to get us to this point, and we thank you very much. Ms. Ayala is getting a pass to attend Riley's birthday party, and that's why we flipped the agenda. So thank you for taking time of this special day in your family's life to be with us. All right, we will now return to the agenda. Item number 10, Ms. Petty, consideration and approval of deductive change order with Basecom, Inc. for project scope change from construction of restrooms and offices in the Northeast Campus District Plant Warehouse. A credit, I love those parentheses, $29,795.37.
Thank you. Yes, our first two are credits.
I
We like to
see
sneak
that.
those
We
in
like those.
at the front, so maybe you're kinder as we go through. But we are asking for your approval to be able to take in this $29,000. Do you have any questions that might not have been included in the summary that you've already had the chance to review about this money coming back? And if not, I'd ask for an approval.
Motion to approve item number 10. Mr. Heed, second.
Second?
Mr. Greenhill, comments, questions? All those in favor, aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item number 11, Ms. Petty, consideration and approval of another deductive change order with Nouveau Construction and Technology Services for construction to provide common areas and classrooms in the Northeast Campus Multipurpose Center building for the Collegiate Academy program in the amount of $40,095.60. Any questions of Ms. Petty? Motion to approve. Mr. Heed, second.
Second?
Mr. Greenhill, questions, comments? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. Item number 12, Ms. Petty, consideration and approval of educational and institutional cooperative agreement with Trimco Weatherproofing Technologies to provide managed asset roofing program for Tarrant County College District in the amount of $140,517.05.
Did we skip one? Did we get both of those credits?
Yeah.
That's a fine.
That's okay.
Any
questions
Moving pretty
regarding-
fast, so I'm. Item number 12, $140,517 and a nickel for new roofing around the district. Questions?
Any questions?
If you're new to us and to our processes, please know that all of these items have been before us in memo form, so hopefully we've read them as you see them here and have some understanding of what Ms. Petty is requesting.
And I think you board members might have recognized that we're trying to add a little bit more to the summary with a new board member coming on board to help, so.
Because she is thorough.
Yeah, she is thorough, and we
We
told her all
appreciate
the
it.
questions, just make us.
She's a contract
sharper.
specialist, so she comes loaded each day. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Mr. Greenhill, second.
Second.
Mr. Carter, questions, comments? All those in favor, aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item number 13, consideration and approval of cooperative purchasing network agreement with, ThyssenKrupp Elevator Corporation.
Very
for
good.
Provide escalator and elevator services for Tarrant County College District for 3 years, not to exceed $750,000. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Dr. Morrison, a second.
Second.
Ms. Vandergrift, questions, comments, discussion? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 14, consideration and approval of Texas Multiple Award Schedule Cooperative Agreement with Chemical, Inc. to provide water treatment chemicals and services for Tarrant County College District, not to exceed the amount of $230,000. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Mr. Greenhill, Mr. Heed will second it.
Why do we need these? I mean, were we talking about swimming pools and things? Okay.
We are.
Okay.
Other questions or comments?
Would you like a little bit more detail, or
No,
you?
I just wondered, you know,
So these are specifically for,
Shelley, can you scroll up a little bit? Thank you.
it's all water treatment, any water treatment we have with pools. And the summary goes into a little bit more detail, but it's just to ensure that our water levels have the right amount of minerals. We can get buildup over time. The chemicals would add in keeping these minerals down. And it also, any equipment that stays wet over a period of time can develop biomolds, and that's unsafe to handle. So it's an important contract for us to just maintain safe levels.
Motion to approve?
Yes.
Mr. Carter, second.
Second.
Ms. Dr. Morrison, other questions or comments? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Item number 15, consideration and approval of interlocal agreement with Tarrant County to purchase unleaded and diesel fuel from Martin Eagle Oil Company, Inc., not to exceed $296,000. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Mr. Greenhill, second.
second.
Mr. Carter, other questions or comments?
Yeah, I had
Mr.
a
Heed?
question. When you put diesel fuel in, and this may be, just
not relating to the purchase, but when you put diesel fuel in a generator, a tank for a generator, how do you preserve that diesel fuel?
Boy, Mr. Heed, you just asked one that's way over my head. I might have a team member that could answer the question. Anybody want to volunteer?
Because it goes bad, you know, if it sits there for too long. And
I probably have a couple team members that
I
might
see
be
some big
just
smiles
biting
back
at the
there.
bit to answer that question for you. This is Mr. Chad Crocker.
Thank you. That's a good question. That's one of the things we actually keep an eye on. There's a couple of things that we can do, and one of those is to circulate and turn the diesel fuel, and that helps preserve the life of it. The other thing is they put in products, and I'll use a brand name called like Digel, and it's a chemical additive that helps preserve it so that it won't go bad on you.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Motion to
That's the
approve.
right answer.
Have already done that, Dr. Lace. Thank you. We have a motion and a second on the floor. Other questions? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 16, consideration and approval of job order contracting construction trade services agreement with Texas Refrigeration, Inc. for chilled water system upgrade to the central utilities plant at South Campus, not to exceed the amount of $495,000. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Dr. Morrison, second.
Second.
Mr. Carter, questions, comments? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Can I interrupt, Ms. Appleton?
Please.
This might be a good time, since that big contract was really to help us with the two new projects. I always love the opportunity to show pictures. I know the Chancellor loves to see these too.
She would enjoy
So this
this.
is hot off the press. Our two buildings are opening as we speak. We're so excited about getting you there on September, Dr. Jordan, 25th, is that right? For the grand opening. But right here you see, and Mr. Ford, thank you, if you're still in the audience, for that great recognition of our team that did this. But these are some great pictures of what you're going to see coming up next, Shelley. And some more of the same building. It just looks beautiful. We're so excited about it.
It is nice.
And there we have our early college high school, so you'll get to see these all in. but
Lots
these
of new real
contracts-
estate, Dr. Jordan.
Yes, so that 495, along with some of these others, is to help support these great buildings. Thanks, Shelley, for sneaking those in on you. Thank you, Ms. Appleman.
Thank you. One last item, number 17, consideration and approval of contract extension with Sewell Advisory Services, LLC, for financial construction services for Tarrant County College District Capital Improvement Program projects in the amount of $480,700. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Mr. Greenhill, second.
Second.
Dr. Morrison, questions, comments?
Yes, indeed.
Mr. Carter?
Mr. Greenhill was offering me a plastic bag so I wouldn't hyperventilate here. I forget this is year 4 or year 5. If it's year 4, we're looking at $1.8 million for this particular service. If it's year 5, we're over 2. The first year of this, we had quite a bit of discussion. One of the items I distinctly recall was that we were going to grow our own expertise in this particular area. It's $2 million later. And a substantially expanded department with a fair level of compensation for the personnel involved. We still evidently do not have this level of expertise. You know, you know, as you just saw, since the budget you just approved, we continue to diminish our capital expenditures anyway. I see no reason to continue to use this particular service.
Would you like me to comment? I understand your concern about spending dollars. Normally when you get a consulting contract, it's because you don't have those expertise in-house, which we don't have. 5 years ago, when the Chancellor took over administration and I came on board, we were spending approximately $400,000 a month on these types of services. And we are down today to less than $50,000 a month. So we have taken quite a bit of the burden off in areas that we feel like we were qualified to do. This is specifically for financial oversight of our budget, and to date, we have luckily not, we've minimized our risk. We haven't had any problems in any of our projects, but we certainly need this kind of expertise to sort of look over our shoulder to ensure that we are stewarding and shepherding, I think, the district's money. I think it's like an insurance policy. You want to do what you can to minimize your risk, and for under $50,000, we feel like this is a good use of funds. We also have decreased this particular contract. This is a 3-year, we're on the 3rd year of this extension. We decreased this contract 24% over last year. This is a not to exceed. Obviously, in closing out these 2 projects that we have coming up, it's critically important to continue the momentum that we have with this type of contract. So appreciate your comments, though, and concerns about it.
I kind of doubt it, but thank you.
Other questions? Are you ready for the vote motion? I've lost my place again. We have a motion to approve in a second. Sorry. All those in favor of this particular contract in the amount of $480,700 with Sewell Advisory, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Mr. Carter, 6 to 1.
2.
2. 5 to 2. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's 4 to 2.
Mr. Carter, if you would like to sit down.
Oh, I'm sorry, because Missy,
I'm sorry.
Missy, y'all are missing, it's 4 to 2.
If you would like to sit down at any of the board to go through any of these contracts in a little bit more detail to get you comfortable about why staff makes a recommendation, I'd be certainly glad to sit down and give you the backup value. Thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Petty. All right, we will go to item number 21 at this point, our monthly financial report. Mr. McClendon?
Well, thank you.
With the Chancellor's report, or just
All right.
tell them to- Oh, yeah.
Just looking at my notes.
Yeah,
Sorry,
thank you.
sorry. Okay,
I'm not the only
financial.
one
This is our favorite part. We look at the revenue and expenses. We are in month 11, so we're going to look at everything who's greater than 100%. 11/12 is 92%. So if we look at our revenue, we can see that our state appropriations are at 90.5. We're happy. That is following the course that we expected. We will get everything paid in time. It's just showing that. We also want to show you that our investment, as it's showing 235%, that is really a market adjustment of mark-to-market required by GASB and external auditors. It doesn't mean that we have a superlative. It's just the way that you have to do that. We have it. So if we look at our total revenue, we're sitting on a 95, 96 percentile. So that's greater than 92, so our revenue looks pretty favorable. All right. We'll go to expenses. Well, we were looking, I think we've, if we look at our overall expenses right now are sitting on 89%. They should be at 92%, so this is trailing exactly what we would want to be. Now, we always tell the board that individual expenses may look higher than 100%, but that's because of the following. Encumbrances may be for more than one period. Prepaids may be for more than one period. Calendar items could be more for than the fiscal year. Just Ms. Petty, I think, was discussing where she's actually paying for something that is for a 3-year period. So this is what produces these higher percentiles. It doesn't mean. And I also have been asked by Ms. Chang's staff to remind you that we will have a lot of year-end adjustments that will affect many other account balances, prepaids and accruals. So our expenses, they look quite favorable. All right. So now we're going to go to the investments. All right. Investments. So, yes, sir.
You showed sticky spaces at 67%.
Well, that's how much you've spent so far. That's how much you've spent on the budget so far. And so that's also is going to depend on what you, based on the contract, what you've spent. So we're going to look at that percentile for this period. That's what's trailing at that time. All right? So we are okay. So investments. Our beginning balance is $92 million, and our pools, it has remained at $92 million. Has been this is where we fund our most of our operations, so it's always a continuous coming and going out. Our money is automatically taken into these pools. If we look at our short-term investments, we had a beginning balance of $50 million. We had $10 million. This was one maturity that was. This actual investment matured on 7/31/15, and so that's a natural process. So all of a sudden, we have a short-term balance of $40 million. Automatically, money, like I said, will go into our daily pool. So if we look at our U.S. securities, we have a beginning balance of $120 million. We had one security call. This is something that happens quite openly in the market. They give you an interest rate. They figure it's cheaper than call it. They decide to call it, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. It's just the way it is. If we look at our securities, we also took one, we sold, and we actually bought another one at a higher rate. So if we look at our total ending balance for our securities is $110 million. Okay? If we look at our portfolio yield, for the 13 weeks, our yield is 0.02 versus the district's 0.53. If we look at the 26, our yield is 0.09 versus the district's 0.53. Any questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. McDonald. Did you have a question? No. Okay. Thank you very much. The Chancellor's report is listed for you. Vice Chancellor Robinson has some new staff introductions to be made.
Yes, we just have one tonight, and Dr. Gates Black is going to make that introduction.
President Appleman, members of the board, I am pleased tonight to introduce Dr. Sean Madison as the new president of the Trinity River campus, effective today. Dr. Madison is a skillful leader in higher education who has been committed to the mission of the community college for the past 22 years, holding both faculty and leadership roles at Miami-Dade College and Broward College in Florida. Most recently, he served as the president of Broward College's Judson A. Samuel South Campus. Broward College is a multi-campus system and an Achieving the Dream leader college. At the South Campus, Dr. Madison provided leadership for more than 18,000 students who enrolled annually in the campus's signature programs, which included supply chain management, nursing, and aviation administration. Prior to Broward College, he served in a variety of positions at Miami-Dade College, including Associate Professor of English, Chair for English and College Preparatory Studies, Dean for Academic and Student Affairs, and District-wide Director of Learning Outcomes Assessment. Dr. Madison was recently appointed the American Association of Community College Commission on Research, Technology, and Emerging Trends, where he will share best practices with representatives from community colleges nationwide. Dr. Madison earned his baccalaureate degree in literature and English from Morehouse College, his master's degree in teaching and English from Boston University, and his doctorate in higher education administration from Florida International University. Sean is a native Floridian, but he is ready to embrace the Texas culture. He enjoys a variety of cultural events, from public readings to art museums. He is an accomplished musician and enjoys music of all types, from classical to contemporary. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Sean Madison to Tarrant County College.
Welcome, Dr. Madison. We are pleased to have you join us. I know you've already had an orientation and meetings with your campus colleagues. And
yes, I have.
Welcome to your first board meeting.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Appleman. I know Mrs. Applebaum, so
I know.
I'm going to go back and
It's
forth.
okay. Appleton, it's all the same.
Excuse me, Mrs. Appleman, Board of Trustees. It is truly a delight to join the Tarrant County College family, and it is indeed a family. I have been bombarded with, first of all, wonderful hospitality, but also just an awesome team of leaders on the campus and district-wide. So I'm very delighted to be here, and I look forward to contributing to the fine work that the institution. I was looking at the success points, and I was overjoyed by what I saw. So I'm definitely delighted and hope to contribute to that fine reputation that you're establishing in the great state of Texas. So thank you, and I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. Okay, I have some really bad news. There's no closed session. This has got to be a new world's record. However, in about 12 and a half hours, you all have to come back to Arlington, to the convention center, to have breakfast and meet and greet and start off our second 50 years. 7:30, Arlington Convention Center. Get there early because parking is a hassle, right? With those of us who've tried that know about it. The next meeting is supposed to be September 17th, but we're still in flux about that, so write it down in pencil or where you can delete it with your delete button. And we are adjourned. Thank you for being with us.
We are adjourned.
Oh, we are adjourned.
How are you doing? I'm good. I'm good. Things shaping up